Let's do this again, shall we? Hola, UP, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight? I just realized I did the greetings without unmuting myself, so yay! Anyway, I hope you can hear me well. I have a new microphone now, so I hope I sound good this time. I didn't get the time to test it beforehand for this stream, but I did try to optimize stuff for the art stream last Tuesday on Twitch, so let's see. Okay. I think we are good to go. Just let me know, chat, if the volume isn't good enough. I have a Blue Yeti now as a microphone, so I hope the audio quality is just that much better for now. There is one thing I want to change though, and that is... First, I want to edit the volume a little bit louder, because the thing is, for the last stream, I had the microphone upside down, actually, because it was in the way of my tablet. But this time, I have it normally in front of me. But I think I'm also going to decrease the noise removal, because last time, whenever I turned away, the microphone stopped recording me. But you might start hearing kids yelling outside, which is a little bit annoying. But alright, let me see if I can focus anyway. I guess this is what I get for streaming at like 7:30 p.m. after school. Do be like that sometimes, I guess. So, we'll commit. We will commit, you guys. Okay, so... what happened last time? Last time some batshit insane stuff happened. George and Eva threw hands. Sorry, threw legs in this case. They threw legs. Jessica threw hands. And I'd really appreciate if my game wouldn't glitch right now. Thanks. Okay. Been having a little bit of a visual glitchy glitter flicker thing in some softwares lately from Steam. Just from Steam, strangely, like VTube Studio and like Umineko and everything else run by Steam. For some reason, it's giving me like strange flickers here and there. But alright, that's where we left off last time, and now we have an implied three-way fight. But yeah, let me see if all the audio is done. First turn off the BGM track, then desktop audio on. Alright, chat. I have the audio at a certain level, so let me know if it sounds alright. I've been doing a lot of tinkering these last few days, so I might have butchered things here and there. So let's go. I managed to start soon enough by forfeiting the stream announcement on TikTok, but to be fair, I can't link shit on TikTok, so it's really hard to link streams there. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just go live. At least on Instagram stories I can link it. Rosa could be seen in the parlor. She does look good. The relatives apparently all wanted to be alone after dispersing for a short break. Since everyone avoided the parlor, the one place where people would normally gather, Rosa was able to have this relaxing and comforting room all to herself. That didn't mean she looked relaxed. I can see. Her expression was heavy with gloom and weariness. Boy, what did you go through this time, girl? The cup of black tea that she had brought from the dining hall had gone cold. A pleasant silence. Now that no one was in sight, Rosa's heart finally awoke. She was always treated like a kid in the conferences with her 3 siblings. She had no influence at all, and that must suck. But possibly because of that, she was apparently considered to be a neutral party. The siblings would often ask her for agreement, sometimes even treating her like a referee or a judge.
それをうまく活かして、私の望むように会議を誘導しなくちゃ。
I have to find almost 100 million yen by March. That was supposed to be my great commitment and burden I bore to help support that man's business. Your ex-husband's?
今はもうよくわからない。借金を無事に返済できたら、彼は連絡をくれるのだろうか。
Oh no, I don't think he will. He kinda sucks. I mean, I get it.
冗談じゃない。今さら連絡なんかくれても、こっちから願い下げよう。でも、あなたはマリアの父親なのよ。せめて一度でいいから。会ってあげて。
Help! Please come see her. She keeps asking.
貫くのも辛いのですね。
Oh no! Are you telling me that Kanon is going to kill Rosa?
誰?
Oh my god, she's divorced. Let her be. Though no one should have been in the parlor. Someone suddenly spoke to Rosa and she jumped. Just when did he get there? Kanon could be seen standing there. Even considering that she had been deep in thought, to think that she hadn't noticed him at all.
びっくりしたわ。ごめんなさい。考え事をしてて気づかなかったみたい。何?
Yes, your murder.
ローザ様を今苦しめているのは愛ゆえにです。
Yes, love for Maria, I guess.
違いますか。
唐突ね。何の話かよくわからないわ。
ローザ様はマリア様の父親に借金の連帯保証人を求められ、それを引き受けられました。
困った子ね。クラウス兄さんが話してたのを廊下か何かで聞いてたのね。
True. Earlier this day, in this very room, Kraus had seen through to the fact that Rosa was bearing a massive debt because she'd become a co-signer on a loan. However, he hadn't said that her partner had been Maria's father. Why did Kanon know so much? I wonder why.
ローザ様は
Probably because Maria told you. But would Maria know about this actually? You are a very
連
wise
帯保証
person.
人を引き受けることがよく考えもせず引き受けたわけがありません。
席こそまだだったけれど、これから結婚する相手でパートナーだと思ってた。私の名前がなければ借りられないお金なら、それに協力するのが未来の妻の役目だと思ったのよ。
未来は来ましたか。
No, it hadn't. Oh man. Baby. Look at her. She's such a baby. She has a seal plush in the background I just saw. So precious. Please protect her. So afterwards, Rosa was always alone. And Maria never had a father. However, time moved on. Nothing changed except that Maria, who should have been a symbol of their union, just kept growing like a living hourglass, measuring the length of the hell Rosa had crawled through. Because of that, Maria's growth hurt. Oh man.
皮肉よね。私はあの男のことを何度も忘れようとしたわ。でもね、忘れても借金は消えないの。
It was only natural. That's why she had to forget her love and do all she could to pay that money back. Maybe because her oh my god, her husband is an ass. I mean, he's not even paying it himself.
こうものも。私が立派に返済しきったら、それは彼が私に与えてくれた愛の試練に打ち勝ったという意味にもなるの。結局は返さなくちゃいけない借金なのに、どうしてその結果得られる愛を先に自ら捨てるの？返済してから考えても遅くはないと思わない？
That's very hard wishful thinking. May have been a trick of words that only those who have suffered through love can understand. Even Rosa was vaguely aware of the possibility that she'd been deceived. However, if she was able to succeed in paying back the loan, he might acknowledge her usefulness as a wife. When that happened, she might be able to regain that love. And if she abandoned that love, this trial that he had given her would become completely meaningless. Yes, for her, the death itself appeared to be a trial of love. Actually, the very fact that she tried to view it that way might have been the blindness of love. Proof that she was still bound by her regrets and obsessed with the past. I mean, she's severely traumatized, so I don't blame her. That pain will still continue within her. At the very least, it would remain until she paid back that massive loan. And even then, it would take quite some time before she'd be able to lay her feelings for him to rest.
これがキリエ様の言う地獄なのか。
そうね。何の話かは分かりかねるけど、私の世界が地獄で満たされてることは間違いないわ。
I would definitely believe it in her case.
それ
And
は
so was Marius.
どうやったら終わらせられるのですか。
さあね、それが分かったら誰も恋の病に蝕まれたりはしない。
He's like, I can cure you of that disease with death. That disease is a serious one. It sometimes eats into a person for their entire life, spreading to and hurting the people closest to them. That disease was torturing her now as much as it ever had. Her and Maria both.
キリエさんの話が出たから言うけど、彼女の話は私にとって希望、夢なの。
Though she had her man stolen from her, she preserved for 18 years. She never felt despair and instead continued to support Rudolph, keeping her head down and waiting for a miracle.
マリアはまだ9歳よ。キリエさんが待った18年のまだ半分じゃない。それくらいで音を上げてたら彼女に笑われるわ。
あと9年で奇跡が起こると思いますか。
Maybe.
それを疑ったらおしまいよ。ある意味、私は亡霊なのよ。私はすでに死んでいる。それに気づかず生きている。
決して来ない人を永遠に待つ亡霊。
そうよ。
That's an ouch.
彼の夢を応援したいなんて甘えたことを言ったあの日に、私は多分もう死んでいた。やっぱりあの日は後悔すべき日だったのかしら。俺には夢がある。海外を巡りたい。このちっぽけな日本を飛び出して必ず大物になって帰ってくる。懐かしいわね。あの頃の私は互いの途方もない夢を認め合うのが恋人同士だみたいな考えだった。だから彼も私がデザイナーとして大成して取材陣にもみくちゃにされるなんて夢を楽しそうに語って喜ばせてくれたわ。思えば本当におかしな地に足がついてない日々だった。
I mean, she was probably at the peak of her
互い
career,
に互い
right?
を浮かれさせてふわふわし合ってる感じだから、彼が日本を飛び出したいなんて言い出した時、私はそれを喝采して応援を約束したわ。
Acknowledging each other's great dreams with nothing but words is a classic sort of pillow talk between lovers. However, when it comes to actually carrying them out, you need to be more serious and calculating.
私はあの日彼を見送ったことを長いこと誇りにしてた。今も誇りにしてる。
I think the game might be a little bit louder than me, so let me fix that. I want to be able to monitor both the microphone audio and the microphone audio. There we go. Okay. Okay, now we're good to go. I still think the microphone could be a bit louder, but I think I might have the limiter on for too high. Let me see what happens if I increase it a little bit more. Okay.
でも後悔もしているんですね。
そうよ。あの日泣きわめいて反対してたら私は地獄に落ちなかったかもしれない。それを笑顔で見送ったのが私の勝利？違うわ。 それはある意味戦うべき時を自ら放棄した不先輩みたいなものだった。私はその負けを美化して男の海外への挑戦を笑顔で見送り、海外しく娘と帰りを待つ良き女の幻想に酔ってるだけ。電話一本よこさず彼が教えてくれた住所への郵便も転居先不明で戻ってくるのね。
Girl, he dumped you so cruelly. Oh man, that sucks so bad.
ここが地獄よ。戦うべき時に戦わなかったことを死ぬまで後悔する地獄。私はその地獄に娘まで引きずり込んでいる。いっそ誰かに殺されたい。
Be careful for what you wish for.
お前はすでに殺された。亡霊なのだと宣告された。
恋は戦わなくちゃ地獄を這う。
そう、恋は戦うもの。
We're going in.
勝って得るか
Next up.
負けて死ぬか。
でもどうか死を恐れないで。
なぜならそれは安らかな眠りだから。真に恐ろしいのは勝てず、そして死ねもしなかった眠れぬ亡者たちの落ちる地獄。
その地獄に終わりはない。
It has no oh
恋
boy.
の戦いは戦いもせず死ねもしなかったものにもっと
恋は当たって砕けろってわけだ。そういう討ち死にはせいせいするよな。
人を最も苛む毒薬は恋を腐らせて作るという。その苦しみはどのような悪趣味な地獄の拷問をも上回る。
She used this knowledge to try and embolden her double and little sister, encouraging her to take on any trial no matter how fierce.
わかります。
After all, when my desire to have Batra-san accept me one day wells up in my chest, I can feel the seed that resides there.
その種を芽吹かせるも死なせるも自由。でもそのまま胸の中で腐らせれば、きっとその毒は私を永遠に苛む。それこそが我ら千年の魔女をしても最も恐れる世界で一番恐ろしい拷問だ。
見届けよ、恋を愛を軽んじる者たちよ。
It is the toxin that won't let you see the things that can be seen, right?
このローザの地獄こそが
恋の種を芽吹かせる勇気を持てず、腐らせたる者がたどる末路。
その苦しみは自分の手では終わらせられない。
Man, she never is going to get closure for that. That sucks. Sucks for her and Maria both. I told you, be careful for what you wish for! Huh? Just now, was that a red light? Be careful for what you wish for! You're going to die.
何？
Just now, I thought I saw something strange. I wonder if I'm tired. It's probably just my imagination. I don't know about that girl. Rosa picked up her cup of cold tea. When she did, she saw a small red rose petal float to the surface. Rose. A rose? She
そ
said,
のソファーはローザ様が幼少の頃好んで横になられたものと聞いております。
Did you? How did you kill her? Slit her throat? It wasn't a rose petal. It was a drop of blood that had fallen from Rosa's eye. Oof! In an instant, Canon had beautifully and precisely cut just a single thread of Rosa's life. There was no wound on Rosa's body. However, several drops of blood dripped down from her eyes. Her pain, her uncertainties, and her worries were all gone now. Slowly, she fell down onto her side on the sofa. This had been one of the happiest things she had done during the happiest day of her life.
おやすみなさいませ、ローザ様。
The fact that death is considered the happiest thing in the happiest day of her life is so
あなた
sad.
の地獄は今終わりました。
Kanon took a blanket out of a cupboard and gently covered Rosa with it. To anyone, it would have looked just as though Rosa was sleeping peacefully. Those demons had not exaggerated when calling this trial a battle of love. It was at least accurate on this cruel but unassailable fact that those who have their love shattered meet with death.
これで僕のノルマは終わりだ。
Oh my god, Kanon had like the easiest battle so far. Like George had to fight his mom, who is like the epitome of like the abusive and toxic bond that he had, like his ultimate obstacle. Jessica had to fight to kill Kirie. She did have to put effort in it, and then Kanon is just like, "Slit, I'm done."
見届けたか、悪魔ども。
He just walks in and it's like, done. Easy. Unless?
しまった。
Unless?
よくもママを殺したな。
Oh shit, you fucked up! Mario's gonna get you ass!
よくもママを殺したな。
Poor baby though. One of the two great witches of Maria, Sorcia Maria. Since he was just an apprentice, the power sleeping within her had impressed even Beatrice at the height of her strength. In Maria's eyes, though Rosa may have been the Black Witch, she was also the vessel of the mother she couldn't help but love. Her anger at having that stolen from her was near madness.
よくもママをママをママをママを。
Oh boy! Oh baby! Hey Yuki, hi Kumamaro, how you doing? We are in on some stuff. She's gonna get you ass. But does this mean that Kanon will have to kill Maria? I do not like this. Maria's attack was too emotional. Because of this, she didn't notice that Kanon had vanished for several heartbeats. And she released her barrage at what had become empty space. In the meantime, Kanon jumped from wall to wall around to Maria's back. Don't kill her! Don't kill her! Please!
ノルマ以上の殺しは不本意だ。でも火の粉は払う。
No! No! Stop! Stop! Oh my god, thank you!
お前。
外交官特権。僕とマリアを照準することを許さない。
Diplomatic immunity.
しまった。
Well, you gotta run! Bye! The red curved blade that's standing from Kanon's hand had vanished in an instant. He tried hard to make it reappear, but when he attempted to use it on Maria and Sakutaro again, it vanished once more. Because of Sakutaro's power, he was unable to make either of them the target of his attacks.
いた。いつの間にそんなところに。ウリュウ。マリアをいじめる人は誰であっても許さない。
Oh no! I show up and immediately Maria's going Super Saiyan. Oh yeah, she's going full murder Super Saiyan. Maria finally noticed where Kanon was and she slowly turned around. Kanon made his sword materialize yet again. But it disappeared. Oopsies! But no matter how often he tried, it kept fading out like a flashlight with a bad battery. I love this imagery. Like, can you imagine if he like was pressing the button and he's just going like, and it won't turn on, and it's like, no, where's my red light? Like,
Maria のママを奪った罪、許さない。ママがみんなを殺したように無慈悲に殺す。
all of them? Like, all of her ceramic toys, you mean? I don't like this implication. As Maria howled, the entire parlor was surrounded by a cube of red magic barriers. It was a closed room symbolizing a barrier that Canon could never escape. Oh my god, the wind won't stop knocking my door shut. Give me a sec. Okay, I have the window open because it's hot, and I mean it's not too hot today, but it's windier today, so I was like, let's keep the window open so I don't sweat to death. But the wind kept like knocking my door shut, and I was like, can you stop? Well, don't you love it when your love relationship gets sabotaged by a 9-year-old? Kanon cursed his bad luck. Even though he had fulfilled his goal in the demon's trial, if he was killed here, he'd be dragged off the game board.
Maria.
Oh, you should have chosen someone else then.
ほどほどにね。ほどほどに。ママよりちょっとだけ手加減する。
A little more gentle than Mama was. I don't like this. Rosa, what did you do? What did you do? Anyway, Maria, slay. Slay, girl. Shannon?
失礼します、マリア様。
ビビ
ゼパル様、フルフル様との契約によりお命頂戴いたします。
No! No! Stop, please! Not the baby!
シャノン、邪魔をするなー。無駄だよ、シャノン。マリアは誰にも照準できない。
I don't like this.
はい、照準など大それたことはいたしません。ただ私は身を守るだけです。
Simply protect myself? What do you mean? A cylindrical red magical barrier surrounded Shannon as she stood in the center of the parlor. She made its brightest and thickest grow, and its radius suddenly expanded, filling up the room. It wasn't targeting Maria. This power was being wielded to protect Shannon's body. So Saktaro's power didn't make it disappear.
お嬢様への気持ちはこんなところでついえるの。しっかりなさい。
I love that Shannon is basically coming in to tell Kanon, get your shit together, even though if she just let Kanon die, she'd have an easy win. By now, the shield with Shannon at the center had covered up the entire room. Its power crushed Mari and Sakutaro into the corner. No, please! Ironically, they were perfectly wedged between Shannon's barrier and the closed room barrier Mari had set up to prevent Kanon from escaping. Please don't crush her. Don't crush her. And she simply has to leave.
チェックメイトです。マリア様、よろしいですか？いいよ。潰して。
No! No, don't crush her, please!
それで
Not the
は
baby!
これにて。
Oh my god, I didn't want this! No! The entire room was filled with the red light of the shield, and the output and pressure were raised to their limits, then crushed between the shield and their own closed room barrier. Bari and Sakutaro lost their form, scattered into a golden splash, and disappeared. Please tell me you both didn't die. I don't want you to die.
ありがとう。ここで消えるわけにはいかなかった。
こんなとこで負けてたら諦めがつかないもの。
He'd probably be dead.
そうさ。こんなとこで負けてたら諦められない。
ゼパル様、フルフル様、私たちも共に試練を終えました。これでよろしいですか？
Killed her. No, I don't like this.
い
Why?
やー、本当にお見事だね。二人とも文
Why
句なしだったよ。
Maria? No.
では最後はベアトリーチェの番かしら。おや？彼女はどこに？
もちろん彼女の選んだ生贄のところにさ。
Which is?
さあ、私たちもそこに行ってみよう。
Shadow, why'd you pick Maria? Why her? I don't think we'll be able to get over this, but oh well, let's see what Beato's up to. Also, I just realized my mouth tracking is a little bit too sensitive, so I'm going to fix this real quick. Give me just a second. Come on. Mouth open. And 005 is fine. Okay, that's better. Is it 11? No, I just need to turn this off. Studio goes way over here again, and where am I? Where's the live to do window? What? Oh no! Did I make it disappear? Hold on. There has to be a way I can get it to come back. Reset transform, right? Edit transform? Position. Put that 0 and 0. Okay. There's the window. Oh god, I disappeared for a second. Okay, there we are. So, what you up to, Beato? Natsu could be seen in her personal room. Kraus had told her to go to bed, but she couldn't afford to lie around sleeping in an important day like this. However, she realized she was the type to get excited easily, and that someone held her husband back. So, though she didn't like it one bit, there was no way around it. Which we apparently know of the spell invisibility. Oh yeah, that's probably my best spell. The thing is, I'm actually in the watching like from the meta world, but you can't see me because I'm invisible. I'm actually canon in this in Umineko. I was about to say Higurashi. It was probably close to the time for the break to end, and the family conference would begin once again in the dining hall. Her husband would have to protect the Ushiromiya family honor from the greedy siblings all by himself. If she grew emotional by his side, she would just tie him down. I mean, I'm sorry to say, Kraus, but you make the dumb business decisions. Though she knew that quietly waiting here was the best way she could support him, that didn't make the waiting any easier. Bruh, Natsu is holding down the neutral. She's holding down this whole family to her best that she can. Natsu pulled a small treasure box out of a drawer. This was her secret box. Inside was everything from valuable items to mere rubbish. However, they were all precious, memorable treasures in Natsu's eyes. She pulled a small pouch out of the box. She stuck her hand inside it. It was kind of a charm that her own family had given her when she had married. Something that just occurred to me. Shannon knew about this mirror in episode 2, right? Was she the only one who knew? Because that would be two things that only she knew, right? I mean, Jessica probably would know, but... A spirit mirror to ward off evil. Her own face was reflected in it. Youth doesn't last forever. Recently, she'd seen a bit of her parents and grandparents on her own face. So by staring at her reflection in the mirror like this, she felt as though her soul had returned to the family she'd been born into. I mean, he won't talk to you either, which is a problem. Of course, her face in the mirror did not answer. However, Natsu continued. That's because when you're not around, your husband is doing stupid decisions. With a plop, a tear fell onto the mirror. Old dear memories of her life at her parents' house rose up inside her. Now was the time for her to follow her parents' example. When her father came home late, her mother would always sit up straight waiting for him, prepared for him to arrive at any moment. She would always wait for him, kneeling in the entrance hall, and no matter how late he came home, she would always wake up all the children and line them up to greet him. At the time, I only thought of her as being exceptionally strict. But at this age, I finally understand how strong she was, persevering in her love for her beloved husband even after being left in charge of the house while he was out. Oh boy, we are going there. We are going there. Whew. The sudden voice made Natsu jump up and look about the room. I love how the music gets so eerie. When she did, there was a Western lady wrapped in an extravagant dress. Natsu was confused. There was no one like this in this mansion. However, though this was her first time seeing this person, it felt as though she had seen her somewhere else. Her mind had gone blank with anger at the ruffian who had snuck into her private room, and confusion over the appearance of someone she didn't know. So it took quite some time before she realized that this was the witch of the portrait. We all wonder who that baby was, right? Are we going there? Beato had chosen Natsu as her sacrifice. She was Battler's enemy. Beato didn't know much about the details of Battler's birth. However, she knew about the fragments from the previous game and knew there was a chance that Battler was the baby that Natsu had pushed off a cliff 19 years ago. What if that baby was you, though? Or Shannon? God knows. Battler had used this blue wedge to protect Natsu from certain false charges, but if he took it as a confession by Battler himself, then from Beato's position, Natsu was an enemy who probably forced Battler to live a painful life. Actually, that could be a viable perspective as well, I guess.
あなたを殺すこともまた問わないでください。
Beato slowly stuck out her arms and made as if to grab something in empty space. That grab bound itself around Natsu's neck. She's going to strangle her! Damn, she's ballsy. Natsu's heels lifted up, and a faint purple shape appeared around her neck. Natsu frantically scratched at her neck, trying to stop whatever was strangling her, but there was nothing there. So to an outsider, it just looked as though Natsu was standing on her toes in anguish, scratching at her own neck.
愛し合う二人たちが皆決意を見せました。私のバトラさんへの思いがそれに劣っているとは思いません。私が19年前のあなたの罪を咎めないように、私も自らのこの罪を咎めません。
She sounds very anguished, though. Ooh, this doesn't look good. As Natsu twisted in agony, something she had been grasping fell from her grip. Since it had fallen by her feet, Beato dropped her gaze to see what it was. Uh-oh, it was Natsu's spirit mirror. Uh-oh. When she peered into it, there was a sound like a burst of electricity. Ouch! That sound released Natsu from the invisible hands and made Beato topple backwards like a doll. Oh, is that her challenge? Coughing, Natsu tried to comprehend what was going on around her. Beato rolled over, dizzy as though she had just bumped her head. She slowly tried to stand up. I love her little fang, it's so cute! Her eyes were bewildered, as though even she didn't really understand what had happened. The spirit mirror hurts.
これは意外だ。雲の巣を触っても平気だったそなたが霊境はダメだというのか。私にも何が何だかわかりません。
I wonder if that mirror has the significance. She had thought that only Beato the Elder possessed non-human weak points, such as getting burned by spider webs and wards and having her power sealed by spirit mirrors. However, for some reason, the spirit alone could apparently affect Beato as well. Even Beato couldn't understand what about the spirit mirror had such an overpowering effect on her. But Natsu was different. She instantly realized that the reason for the hesitation of this unearthly being, the switch of the portrait, must be the power of the mirror. So she rapidly crawled across the floor and picked it up. Then she stuck it out so that Beato could see it. Beato still didn't know what was happening. So still sitting down, she looked straight at it. And this time, both of them understood the situation completely. Beato realized that the mirror was working some hateful power against her, and Natsu realized that the spirit mirror had the power to repel witches.
それはお前が横島な魔女だからです。霊に新たくなるこの霊境は邪悪な存在の全てを退けるのです。
Youch!
それを向けないで。
But the spirit mirror held out. Natsu cautiously closed the gap between them. She was cautious as to prevent the other from suddenly lashing out and stealing the mirror, but she steadily moved to corner this evil.
あなたが何者なのかわかるのは、あなたは私を殺そうとしたこと、そしてこの霊境にひるむ邪悪な存在であるということです。退きなさい、邪悪め。
Beato didn't understand what was happening herself. She didn't know why she had to fear the spirit mirror. However, when she tried to look at the bright light let off by the spirit mirror, it pierced her eyes. Though she didn't understand why she must be afraid, she did understand that she must be afraid. By now, Beato realized that the spirit mirror was both terrifying and harmful. As it came closer to her, she felt an increasingly strong and painful burning sensation over her whole body, as though someone was approaching her with a hot iron. She couldn't even open her eyes because of the mirror's bright, painful glint. I mean, if you're canon in one, you're canon in the other, right? Pretty much they got it right, Kumabara. I am canon in both.
さあ、元の世界へ退散なさい。横島なる者よ。この後ろ宮夏日。邪悪に対して一歩たりともひるみはしません。
It's no use. Why? Why is this musty mirror so... If I lose here, I'll be the only one to fail this trial. Just like George-san and Shannon-san. And Jessica-san and Kanon-san. I always want Butler-san to acknowledge me. And treasure me. And even though I finally managed to be honest with myself, in a place like this, I alone will be...
諦めちゃうの？あなただけが？
信じるんだ。愛の奇跡は必ず起こる。
I love Batra-san. I want him to notice me, and I want him to acknowledge and accept my feelings. If my reason for calling him father and dedicating myself to him was out of duty towards a parent of mine, I would have been satisfied with no reward. That was the exception I used to fool myself. I love Batra-san, and I want him to acknowledge it. I accept it. I won't turn away any longer. I was born because I love Batra-san, and I want him to love me back. Oh. Oh. Baby. We are best.
こんなところで負けられないんです。
Please don't die.
退散なさい。横島なる者よ。ここにあなたの居場所は存在しません。
Not Beato. That's just sad. Please don't die. Her determination had come too late. If she had it from the start, she would probably have managed to finish Natsu off right then without any fear. Because she had wavered, it had taken time to kill Natsu, and things had ended up like this. But now I am resolved. I want to love Batra-san. I want him to love me. Look at her face!
負けられない。
Just do your best!
バトラさんのために私は生まれてきたのだから。
そう、それが。
聞きたかった。
Oh! What we got? What we got? Just after a sound like a beetle banging off the wall, all the walls filled the room. The spirit mirror was knocked out of Natsu's outstretched hand. It fell to the floor, and the stake flying around the room pierced through it with a crash. Oh no, who is it? Lucifer, my beloved! My beloved! I love her.
久しぶりの獲物が古ぼけた鏡一枚だなんて、私を愚弄するにも程があるわ。
Yes, let's go. I love that Dream and Discharger is playing here.
ベアトリーチェ様、試練の遂行を逃げられます。誰か来てください。誰か！
Now that the spirit mirror, her last ray of hope, had been smashed, and the number of strange demons had increased, Natsu could do nothing but run for it. However, she made a scene and people gathered. The anti-magic toxin would burn Beato. Now was her last chance.
ありがとう、ルシファーさん。
You have to kill her! Do it!
覚悟。後ろ宮ナチ。
Oh my god, she's so cute! Help me! Oh man. Sucks that Natsu has to die for it, but oh well. Once again, Beato choked the thin air. This time, she couldn't let her escape. She had to end Nazi's pain right away before it got too drawn out. But her power wasn't enough. Then use your bare hands! While Nazi scratched at her neck, she also struggled to escape from the room. Her shaking hand stretched out to the lock on the door. Closed room is one of the concepts that allows a witch to be a witch. Just unlocking the door strengthened the anti-magic toxin a little. Since Beato was at her limit even within a closed room, if Nazi undid that lock, Beato's power would weaken immediately and Nazi would surely escape into the hallway. Their strengths were matched. However, Nazis began to surpass Beato slightly. The power of the living to live is fundamentally stronger than the power of magic. Of course, Beato was mustering all her might. However, Nazi was just a bit stronger.
十分だ。ルシファー、やれ。
Yo! Lucifer transformed into a stake, and like the time she had smashed Nazi's spirit mirror, flew violently around the room. Then she struck Nazi's forehead. Battler helped her! Oh no! Nazi crumpled slowly. When Beato saw this, she also fell to her knees, breathing hard.
ねえゼパル、これってありなの？ベアトリーチェは自分の力だけで試練を成し遂げていないわ。
そうだね、フルフル。
Redo.
確かに試練は誰の助けも借りずに成し遂げなくてはならない。
でもね、ひょっとしたらそれには例外があるんじゃないかしら。
愛する二人は互いで一人だもの。
Oh
これ
my
は
god.
手助けじゃない。
Really? That's convenient.
たかだか第一の晩からハラハラさせるな、お前は。
申し訳ございません。追いつけを守らなくて。
追いつけ？
その部屋でおとなしくしていなくて。
Beato hung her head apologetically. When he saw this, Battler scratched at his head uncomfortably.
それを言ったら俺も申し訳なかった。
Please do!
言葉を選ばなかった。
And you should have eaten the cookies too.
いいえ。お父様。いえ。バトラさんは何も悪い。
いいぜ。好きに呼べばいい。
Battler had always looked at the new Beatrice sternly. However, that was gone from his expression now.
確かに。かつてのお前は俺をバトラと呼びつけで呼んでいた。俺は最初お前にそれと同じ呼び方を求めて押し付けていたかもしれない。しかしそんなのに意味はないんだ。お前はベアトだがお前はお前だ。好きに呼べばいい。
Oh, that's... Oh, he finally came around. That's sweet.
バトラさん。
そうだな。その呼び方がいいな。さすがにお父様は俺の趣味じゃねえぜ。
He's like, please don't call me daddy. That's so good for them. Earlier, she had hesitated just to say Battler's name at all. If Battler had told her to say his name without honorifics, she couldn't have done so right now. And even if she had, that might have hurt Battler even more. However, now she was allowed to call Battler by his name. You just had to look into her eyes to see how happy this made her.
ゼパルとフルフルに聞いた。おかしなゲームが始まっているようだな。
はい、勝手なことをしてすみません。
いや、そういう無軌道で何を始めるかわからないところも実にお前らしい。それにそのまあゲームの趣旨も聞いてる。二人一組で挑むのが正しいことになってるらしい
な。Oh, okay.
その通りです、バトラ卿。
In all caps.
もしも見事我らの試練を勝ち残れたなら、
我らはあなたたち二人を祝福し、魔法の奇跡を授けましょう。
こいつらがベアトの黄金蝶のブローチに 力を与えてたらしい。だからその効果は保証済みってわけさ。俺とお前の腐れ縁ももう随分になる。たまにはこういう遊びがあってもいいだろうぜ。
バトラさん。
おや、
おー
聞いたかいフルフル。バトラ教も試練に参加するようだ。
The game master is joining in. He's like, I programmed this myself, but I'm in.
だってこれは最初から分かっていたことだもの。
ようこそ我らの試練へ、バトラ教。ではあなたは誰を生贄に？
俺の仕事はすでに終わってる。
What do you mean?
確認するといい。
What the fuck?
かしこまりました、バトラ教。
He's like, I killed everyone.
さあフルフル、確認してこよう。
He's like a step ahead of the game.
でもゼバル、これで愛し合う6人はみんな試練を成し遂げてしまったわ。
Well, 6-way fight
次は
then.
どうすればいいかしら。
6人の覚悟は本物だ。さらに次の試練で試すとしよう。
Okay, the two noisy demons disappeared. They had apparently left to go check on the sacrifice Battler had killed. And also so that Battler and Beato who could finally look at each other in the eye and talk could have some time alone. Finally!
ここまでの物語はいかがですか？
When suddenly asked this question, Anje immediately came to her senses. Then she realized that she had been immersed in Hachijo's tale. She felt a bit defeated and tried to look displeased.
あ、
She's really
愛の
into
試
it.
練云々で巧みにごまかしてるけど、ちゃっかりと6人が死んで第一の番を構成してるわ。うまいものね。
The second trial is then the second twilight, huh?
ありゃ、ほんとだ。こいつは気づかなかった。
I love how Hamakusa is so into this as well. He's only seeing Anje real, right? Like he's probably not seeing everything that we are seeing, and Anje as well. He's just like, oh, this is cool. Amakusa clapped his hand as though he'd been outsmarted. Even though he figured it out before me, he played the fool.
愛し合う恋人たちの数がたまたま6人だっただけのこと。
Just so
それが
happened.
第一の番とうまく合致したのは偶然半分、様式美半分。その方が運命的で面白い。
人間は無意味な2つの事象を無理やり関連づけようとする悪癖がある。それを運命的と読み解かせるのが読み物の騙しでしょ。
お嬢はディスティニーとかミラクルとかそういうのに冷たいタイプらしいですな。
UFO と同じよ。誰もが知ってるけど誰も見たことないものだわ。
I mean, destiny and miracles. Hard to
そ
prove
いつは
that.
クールな例えだ。
と
The way he says cool.
いつもの私なら愛だの幻想だのはミステリーには不要な無駄なシーンねとばっさり行きたいところだけど、それはおこのぎさんに否定されたわ。
Yeah, I believe love is probably the crucial part in the Umineko murders, I think.
愛のない見方だけでは真実に迫れないってね。
Yeah, without love it cannot be seen.
おこのぎの旦那の殺し文句ですかい？
Although Erika has had a fair, like, rebuttal against it, I
愛がな
guess.
ければ見えない。
それ人の家族を物語の中で勝手に殺すことに対する怒りはあえてこの物語を書いた八条先生に敬意を表して言うなら、その描写には意味があることになる。何しろこれだけの文章量を割いて散々愛だの試練だの語ってる。つまりこれがこの物語のテーマでありキーワードだってことになるわ。
おや、赤インク以外で書いた文字はすべて読むに値しないとまで言い切る御人も多いというのに。
Oh, do you actually write the text in red ink?
光栄なるかな、人の子よ。
That sounds actually kind of
黒い
based.
文字も読んでくれて。
物語は書き手が何かを伝えるために書くものよ。そしてそれはどういうわけか直接書いたら抜粋という奥ゆかしい面倒な作法がある。
Show don't tell,
愛
as
が
they
なけ
say.
れば真実に至れない云々という描写はこれまでの作品にも品質するわ。それがこの新作では書き手が一番伝えたくて考えてほしいのはそれってことになるわ。
And you think about it, there have been many scenes about love ever since Beato first appeared. Even the first time she appeared before Shannon, she spoke clearly about how love was the single element of the world, and the golden butterfly brooch she had given was also an item for love. She had said that she enjoyed sowing seeds of love and watching complications arise, and when Shannon stopped borrowing her power, the reason for her argument was also love. After her interactions with Battler started up in full, scenes about love were toned down for a while, but the without love it cannot be seen definition of magic has been mentioned repeatedly. Then in the tale right before this one, when Beato became like a doll, several scenes made it seem almost as though Battler and Beato had accepted each other as rivals, or possibly something more. In the end, Battler had regained some memory, and his impression of Beato had undergone a complete change. And then, in this game, from the beginning until now, the word love has been repeated over and over again.
あなたが書いた物語は愛が何度も繰り返される。
Because it is about love, I guess.
マリアお姉ちゃんの主張でもベアトリーチェの主張でもない八条東也の主張だわ。
そうです。それこそが私が語りたいこと、そして私なりの答えなのです。
答え？じゃあつまり12年前の事件は全ておかしな悪魔の愛の試練で引き起こされたと？
バカバカしい。私はあんたの恋愛小説を読みにここまで来たんじゃないわ。私が知りたいのはあんたが至ったと自称する真実よ。
Then keep reading. It's time to keep reading then.
愚かなるかな人の子よ。これだけ文章を割いてまだ伝わらないというのですか。
The motive was love. With an obviously condescending gaze, Hachisho shrugged. It was clear that she was trying to provoke Anje. She was probably hinting that Anje should just go home if she was annoyed. If you're going to read my noble work and not even attempt to see whether you understand it, then get out. Normally, Anje would already have thrown a fit and left. However, she couldn't do that. Though she didn't like someone else toying with her family's fates in a story, she was growing increasingly certain of something else as she read through it. Just as Hachiso's followers said, this tale really does have the same presence, the same scent as the tales written by Beatrice. The author was certainly different. However, because it reached to the real truth, it had the same scent. Anje was beginning to acknowledge this. Hachisho Toya was one who had reached Beatrice's truth, an endless witch like Beatrice who could add to the endlessly stretching parallel worlds of the catbox.
ベアトリーチェの真実にたどり着いたものならば、私でなくとも新たな物語を紡げるでしょう。今回の原稿をもってきっと私以外にも真実に至るものが必ず現れる。
Basically, this is basically the role of the game master. It's to be an author, right? If you read the tales and come to the conclusion yourself, then you technically can write your own tales too, right? You are also a game master.
新たな物語を紡ぐ資格を得るのです。
どんどん無限の魔女が増えていくわ。
そう。そして何人もの無限の魔女たちがベアトリーチェの猫箱の物語を増やしていく。
The Beatrice multiverse. Let's go into the Beatrice verse. Beatoverse. Let's go. Fucking the Miguel trumpet for all the canon events. Let's go.
そうすることで一番最初の無限の魔女
First people have to die, 6 people have to die in the first Twilight. It is a canon event. You cannot interfere.
ボトルに詰めて海に投じた労力が初めて報われるのです。あなたは私に怒りの言葉をぶつけ、席を立つこともできた。しかしそれをしませんでした。
悔しいけれど、あんたの物語の中に何かの真相、もしくはヒントがあることを認めつつあるからよ。
I think so as well. I already have my own ideas. However, that's no more than looking with a single eye. Unless I accept a different viewpoint from my own and look at things from more than one angle, I'll never be able to see the truth in 3 dimensions. That's my interpretation of without love, it cannot be seen.
それでよい、人の子よ。後ろ宮家の最後の生き残りであるあなたが無限の魔女になることを運命も待ち望んでいるでしょう。私という存在など、あなたという真の継承者を覚醒させるためのただエンジェ・ベアトリーチ。
Oh, Angie Beatrice, let's go. Sometimes I don't understand what she's saying. However, she knows something. And maybe she actually has reached the truth as she claims. In other words, I didn't learn the truth even after reading the 2 message bottles Beatrice left behind. And now I'm reading tale after tale filled with hints.
これはヒントという名の挑戦であり、挑発なわけだわ。
いかにも。
上等じゃない。あんたがたどり着いたという真実を、やはり私はここに訪れるべきだったんだわ。
その通り、未だ至れぬから私が招いたのです。人の子よ。
Let the truth I see and the truth you see overlap. Just as you see things with a single eye, so do I. Now that I found you, I can finally see through with both eyes. See the truth with both eyes. Sorry. She's tired. She's like, I hate this love talk. Get me out.
ようやく第一の番が起こりましたね。
Have fun.
すくすく眠い展開でした。
片目に目やにがついてるぜ。
どこに？
What the? How can you have sleep in your
いい加
eyes?
減なこと言わないでください。
But I like that the sprite changed on that front.
お望み通り始めるぜ。まずは第一の番だ。
Alrighty, we're making good progress today. Let's see how far I can make it this time. Erika was dozing off on her bed, so when a knock sounded on the door, it took some time before she noticed. She looked at the clock and saw that not much time had passed since she had lain down.
はい、どちら様ですか？こんな時間に探偵の部屋をノックするからには相応の理由はあるんですよね。そうだ、今回のゲームを始める前に一つ宣言があります。
ああ、例の探偵宣言とやらか。好きにするがいいぜ。
いいえ、その逆です。勝負のレートを上げようということです。
Raise the stakes? Okay.
勝負のレートとは？
何面白そうなこと言い出すじゃない。
But the witch is showing up like, oh?
どういうことよ。
What do you mean, raise the stakes? Even burn?
簡単な話よ。前回のゲームはバトラが1本取ったわ。だから今回エリカが1本を取ってもイーブンにしかならない。
前回のゲームは引き分けだったのでは？
勝って当たり前のゲームを落としたのよ。あんなの負けでなくてなんだというのよ。
It's either win or die for her.
エリカ？
はい、我が主。
I'm not sure if this is intentional, but I kind of like how Erika is a little bit taller than Burn.
私が無様を晒さなければ勝てて当然のゲームでした。
That sucks.
ははーん、なるほど。つまり今回わざと探偵宣言を出さないことでわざと不利に戦い、それでも勝ってみせちゃって前回の負けを帳消しどころか大逆転にしようって魂胆ね。
バトラさんの渾身のゲームにそんなおかしなハンデをつけて戦うなんて。
We have later seen in a foreshadowing that Battler kind of freaks
身の
himself
程知ら
later.
ず以前に失礼です。
そうだな。むしろ負けた時の言い訳にするための保険にすら聞こえるぜ。
確かにそういう見方もあるわね。勝てば大勝利。でも負ければ言い訳可能なんてちょっとエリカ側に虫のいい話だわ。
大丈夫よ。ちゃんとかけるものは公平だわ。今回のゲームに探偵宣言なしの人間で勝てれば、バトラたちの魔女幻想は粉々の再起不能。でも逆にエリカが負けるようなら、このゴミくず探偵は忘却の深淵に最悪のかけらと一緒にぶち込んでやるの。
Oh, that is pretty harsh. Even for her. Even for a little annoying little hacker like her.
公平でしょ。探偵という超人でなく、ただの人間が魔女幻想を打ち破るというそれと引き換えに自身の破滅をかけてるわけ。私はかつてのベアトとあんたのゲームみたいにダラダラとぬるいゲームを繰り返されちゃ、もうだから勝負のレートを上げて一気に勝負をさせるわけ。
まあ確かにそうね。今回のゲームをバトラが通しちゃったら、ベアとのゲームにバトラが勝利したことになり、ゲームは終了してしまう。ある意味逃すことのできない決戦だものね。
言い分は分かった。エリカはそれでいいのか？
The game will end, but then we still have episode 7 and 8.
前回の敗北で失った主よりの信頼を取り戻すために、私は自分の破滅すらもかけるのです。
お前の意志なのか？
I don't think it is. I don't think it's her will, but
どうしたのエリカ。
well, she has to do as Burn
答え
demands.
てあげなさい。
当然です。私の意思です。私は絶対に負けません。探偵宣言なんかなくても、あんたを必ず打ち破ってみせます。
バトラさん。
She doesn't sound very confident.
お前がそうしたいというなら、その勝負を受けてやる。
ありがとうございます。
She doesn't sound very confident.
受けたことを必ず後悔させてやりますから。
まあ思えばバトラだって人間側だった時はずっと探偵権限なんて便利な力は一切なかった。許されてたのは青き真実と復讐要求だけ。
Yeah, pretty much. He had the bigger handicap, but he also didn't have his life dangling over his head.
ある意味前回のゲームの方がアンフェアだったわけだわ。それで勝ちを落とすのだから、それは負けと全く同じ。
好きにしろ。お前が探偵宣言をしたくなったらいつでもすればいい。今はそれを保留していると理解しておく。
誰が宣言なんかするもんですか。あんた程度の相手に。
では始めなさい。二人とも私の退屈はもう始まっているわ。
She's like, get it going. I want to see corpses.
お任せを我が主。必ずや魔女幻想を打ち破ってご覧に入れます。
Oh boy, she didn't look very good. George and Jessica had been the ones knocking on Erika's door. They were asking whether Batra and Maria had come to this room. Of course they hadn't.
ずいぶん前に下に飲み物を取りに行くと言って降りたきり戻らないんだ。ひょっとしてエリカちゃんの部屋に来てるかなと思ってね。
来るわけないです。屋敷にでも行ったんじゃないですか。
George came.
屋敷の使用人室や食堂に電話してるんだけど誰も出なくて。
あなたたちはここにいてください。私はちょっと屋敷の様子を見てきます。
What are you up to?
危ないよ、こんな時間に。
Wait. How late is it?
この閉鎖された島に不審者がいるはずもないじゃないですか。いとこ部屋とやらにいてください。何かあったら連絡しますから、
ゲストハウスの使用人室の人たちにもゲストハウスを出ないように伝えてください。では
I mean, you can tell them that, but if they obey, that's the other question,
変わっ
right?
た子だね。
After speaking her mind and not listening to anything else, Erika had dashed down the stairs and rushed outside. What are you up to this
第
time?
一の番は夜が明けてから発覚がパターンでしたが、今回は即勝負ときましたか。ゲス
Okay.
トハウスで事件が起きていないとなると、惨劇の舞台は屋敷ってことになりますね。
Though she had an umbrella up, Erika got drenched as she sprinted. She brashly licked the raindrops that dripped down her face. Erika was at her most energetic. Well, good to see someone's motivated. According to her memory from the previous game, the entrance hall to the mansion will be locked after the start of the family conference. However, the lock was undone this time. Had someone unlocked it, or had the lock not been set, or had it not been possible to set the lock?
まあ考えても無駄ですね。そんなのゲームマスターの気まぐれかもしれませんから。
As soon as she entered the entrance hall, the door to the parlor opened violently. Out of it flew Goda's large body.
おや、こんばんは、ボーダさん。何かございましたか？
Look at him! He's like, oh shit!
警察救急車を
Oh, he's alright. He's very not okay. That expression really is wonderfully pathetic. Just perfect for the first one to discover the crime.
どうか落ち着いてください。台風の孤島でどうやって警察と救急車が来てくれるって言うんです？どうせ電話は普通にされてるんですから、落ち着いてください。
The little expression changed when it was fading to black. Clever. Yells from Kraus and Rudolph's group could be heard from the parlor. Their shaking appearance perfectly signified the coming of the first twilight.
それでは死者と現場、状況の再構築をお願いします。
She like arrives and it's like, reconstruction now.
小休止に出た人間が戻らないので、大人たちが客間へ行ったところ、扉が内から閉ざされて開かなかった。後にわかるが、客間内の帽子掛けが観音開きの扉に内側から。
扉は内から閉ざされ、そして窓も内側から施錠と言いたいわけですね。
Mm-hmm.
そういうことだ。
And they went around and looked into the parlor.
そこでガラスを割って客間に入り、他にマリアも壁際に血まみれで倒れているのを発見した。
No! Not Maria! Not Maria!
なるほど、それは大騒ぎですね。他の現場は？
エリカが屋敷に入った時、玄関が施錠されていなかったのは、この客間を外から確認。その直前までは施錠されていたため、他にも姿を消した人間たちが屋敷内のどこかで倒れている可能性があるとして、大人たちは今屋敷中を探し回っている。
先ほど長々と見せていただいたゲロカス妄想での犠牲者と死んだ場所は実際にも同じです。
同じだ。
Mm-hmm.
客間にはローザとマリア、それからラツヒが自室で、キリエがクラウスの書斎、エヴァはバラテーネ。いいえ、貴賓室に移動させたんでしたっけ？
そうだ。エヴァの遺体は貴賓室で見つかる。
これで犠牲者5人ですね。おや、第一の番には1人足りない。
Oh man. Oh, not Maria.
6人目は誰でどこです？
They're not dead yet, are they?
旦那様、この部屋にもチェーンが。
It's Kraus, isn't it?
切断しろい。犯人が隠れてるかもしれねえ。ゴード、やる。
Okay, they're both there. And they both have guns. Have we seen Kraus with a gun before? But it looks so small in his hands. Rudolph and Kraus had brought Winchesters from Kinzo's Superior Price collection. They yelled at Goda, who was carrying the wire cutters to cut the chain. By the way, speaking of Kraus, my boyfriend and I, after finishing Sailor Moon S, we watched Drifters. I think we started it this week and finished it this week. Or we started last weekend. I don't... yeah, but we basically finished it very quickly. And I think... I'm not sure if it was just my impression, but one of the background characters who had the same, like, kind of face and hairstyle as Kraus in the background also looked like, sounded like he had his voice, and I was like, damn, I can't believe they put Kraus in Drifters. The victims had been found one after another at several locations inside the mansion. The men who had lost their wives searched through the mansion in a rage, looking for the culprit. This was a guest room. It had previously been a room where the relatives would stay, but it hadn't been used much since the construction of the guest house. This forgotten room had been sealed from the inside by the chain. Oh, he broke it. As soon as the chain was cut, Rudolph pushed Goda aside and flew into the room. Man, it's so nice hearing Rika Koyama. He's such a good voice actor. When Kraus pushed the switch on the wall, the guest room lit up, and the figure lying on the bed came to view. It's Kiryu.
Batora!
Batora is dead! Hold on. Is this the same room where Battler is going to be trapped later? That we saw in the beginning of episode 6? It looks like the same. Rudolph's knees crumpled and he fell over Battler's corpse. No words could console him as he cried with a mad sorrow. In a single night he had lost both his wife and his son. During this time, Kraus checked the window and the bathroom and searched the closet to find if anyone was hiding there, but found no one.
Batora! Batora!
I think that's the first time we see Rudolph this emotional, huh? How did he die?
またですか。
そうだ、キリエさんのいた私の書斎、ナツヒの自室、エヴァの貴賓室、そしてこのバトラ君の客室。
Ah, this is the room where he's going to be trapped in later. Uh-oh.
わけがわからん。まさか自殺だとでも言うのか。そんなことあるもんか。これがどう自殺だってんだ。
Yep, that's the first time we see Rudolph this emotional. Sucks for him.
おや、これは意外でした。
Batter was like, yeah, just kill me.
まさか6人目はあなた自身とは。
たまには自分殺しも面白いもんさ。
Oh my god.
そして全ての現場はいずれも密室です。
You know, sometimes it's just fun to kiss.
魔法以外では成し得ない殺人です。
それを暴くゲームじゃないですか。すなわち魔法以外で成し得なければならない殺人というわけです。だって本当に魔法でしかできなかったらそれってゲームが成立しませんから。
面白い考え方だな。なるほど。確かに俺たちのゲームはそういうゲームだ。
Yeah, that's true. This game is fair. The goal is to explain without magic the strange crimes that are claimed to be caused with magic. If that couldn't be done, it wouldn't be a game. In other words, Erika had said they must be murders that could have been performed without magic. To turn around, the witch side had a certain responsibility. They had to make a crime that could be reproduced with tricks and not magic. Unless the human side could see through those tricks, the witch side could use all kinds of magic and illusions. In other words, in order to carry out a closed room murder with magic, it was necessary to create a crime that could be Right? That would be possible by human hands. Yeah, that's what I figured from the beginning.
今ならわかるわ。
I understood that this had to be the case since the beginning.
セールチーヤでムカつくクラスメートたちを殺せと七姉妹に命じたとき、どうして彼女らにそれができなかったか。そしてマモンが言った意味が今ならわかるわ。魔法は自らの手で成し遂げられることしかできない。
Yeah, so basically she'd have to kill them herself. My question is, I know the credits of episode 4 said that Sumeragi, that's her name, right? That Kiria's sister survived, but that Anje died. So I'm wondering, did she kill them? The guards? Like, did she shoot them? My theory was either Anje had a hidden gun, or that Amakusa had secretly followed Anje and she noticed it, and as her bodyguard, he probably was sniping from somewhere. That was one of my thoughts, but I do think there might have been like a hidden gun with Anje instead. At that time, if I had possessed the determination to kill my classmates, no, that's not it. At that time, if I had been capable of killing my classmates, capable of pulling it off, then the Seven Sisters of Purgatory would have probably have pulled it off for me. They could only accomplish what I could do myself. No, that's not it either. They could take what I had accomplished and turn it into magic. However, because there had been a great number of witnesses in that classroom, it would probably have been impossible. It would have been burned by that anti-magic toxin Maria Onechan and the others always talk about. Unless she was hidden, that wouldn't have worked. Or if she had a hidden mechanism. However, if I had called those classmates out of somewhere without witnesses, and if I had succeeded in murder, at that point the Seven Sisters of Purgatory would be capable of carrying out a magical murder.
魔女は魔法をもってしても自らにできないことをできない。
I want the explanation for her fighting the guards.
面白きかな。魔法を使わずして成し遂げる者が魔法を語り魔女を名乗るのだから。このエリカとやらはそれを初めから理解している。だから絶対に魔女に屈しない。絶対にトリックで説明できるという信念を持ってる。かつてのバトラにはそれがなかったから、これまでああも翻弄されてきたというわけだ。このルールを見破られたら魔女に勝ち目はなくなるわ。だからそれを見破られる前に相手を屈服させなくちゃいけない。長引けば長引くほど、そしてヒントを与えれば与えるほど魔女は圧倒的に不利になっていく。
That makes sense. Once again, this reasoning keeps spinning around in circles. Why did Beato let this game get thrown out until she lost? Because she wanted the truth to be found out, I guess. Many victims had been found, and the mansion was still wrapped in chaos. Hideyoshi's group seemed to have gone to the guest house, worrying about the safety of the kids there. Kraus and Rudolph's group was in the hall, talking about what should be done next. During a short gap in this chaos, Erika dashed all about the mansion. She was checking the crime scenes. Normally, with the detective's authority, Erika had the right to openly investigate the crime scenes to her heart's content. However, this time she hadn't yet made use of that authority. She was a guest and an outsider, so there was little to no chance that she would be allowed to investigate. So she was forced to quickly check all the crime scenes now, while she could still run about as she pleased. In the servant room, there had been a clear folder containing a sketch of the mansion's interior. Because she had borrowed that, she knew the locations of all the rooms. Erika skillfully made her way through the mansion, dashing into each crime scene in turn.
エリカ卿、ご存知とは思いますが、念のためご忠告をいたします。
はい、何です？
エリカ卿は確かに写真並みの驚くべき記憶力をお持ちです。それは探偵権限と組み合わせることで何者にも欺かれぬものとなり得ました。
ああ、分かってます。
探偵宣言をしていない私は写真並みの記憶力を持っていても欺かれない保証はないってわけですね。もちろん理解していますとも、かといって現場を直接視認しないわけにはいきませんから。前回のゲームではそこに慢心し悔やみきれぬ失態を犯しましたから。
極論、今のエリカ卿はどれほど研修をしようとも死んだふりを見破れない可能性が常に残るということです。全ての状況を個別に確定させるためにもバトラに復唱要求をする必要があるでしょう。
それを引き出すために青き真実を駆使しなくてはなりませんね。分かってます。基礎を十分に、探偵権限などなくてもハンデにはなりません。かつてのバトラと同じ条件で戦っているだけなんですから。
Yes, this fight is retracing the old days when Battler and Beato fought so fiercely. I have nothing as convenient as the detective's authority. I just have to truly fight the same way the old Battler fought. Thinking of it this way, it may be true that I was given quite a favorable, unfair position last game, just as my master has said. It may be a bit difficult without the detective's authority, which is also my pride and honor as a detective. But I won't let that be a handicap. I know what magic is, and I'm fully aware of how to fight with the red and blue truce. I know the way to fight in this game many times better than the old battler did. I quickly visited the VIP room, Kraus's study, Nazi's room on the second floor, as well as the parlor and the guest room on the first floor. This time checking with my own eyes that I had failed to do in the last game. First off, all the scenes were made to look like closed rooms. Probably of special note was the fact that the master keys could have had nothing to do with the trick. The closed rooms were all made without relying on any element that could be locked or unlocked from the outside by a master key or something else. The windows were locked from the inside and the doors were all locked and chained. The master key could get around all the locks on the doors, but not the window locks or the chain locks. I haven't yet had Battler confirm that it's impossible to manipulate those from the outside, but I'm sure he'll be able to say it in red. I'd be stupid otherwise.
分かってます。今の私はただの人間。遺体の死亡確認さえ満足にできやしない。
Last time I neglected to check the corpses and I let a massive bit of magic get by me. I won't fail like that again. If I did, I wouldn't be able to face the master I am so indebted to. So, what's the plan?
全ての現場を確認し、情報の整理が終わりました。ご報告いたします。
お願いします。
まず、全ての部屋は窓の施錠とチェーンロック等による外部よりの干渉の困難な方法によって密室を構築されていました。唯一の例外はローザとマリアの死んでいた客間のみです。
金慶、慎んで申し上げる。帽子掛けが勘抜きにされていたものなり。
Okay.
実質的にチェーンロックと同様の内側のみより施錠可能と思われるものなりや、マスターキーによる解釈を完全に封じた密室を構成するためでしょう。客間の性格上、チェーンロックがないため他の何かで代用することも自然です。
The question is how to set it, huh?
チェーンロックのある他の部屋を密室に選ばなかったかが興味深いですね。バトラが死んでいた客室は他にも数室あって同じような構造をしてたわけですよね。
はい、そうです。
ならそこに閉じ込めれば全員チェーンロックの密室ということで、どうもこの客間の復唱要求でよく追求するべきでしょうね。あと遺体なんですが、前回の首がバッサリ。
I mean, it is the only one that is suspiciously different, so...
探偵権限がなくとも絶対の死亡を確認できるようなものはありましたか？
Of course she had checked all the corpses and all the crime scenes this time. However, without the detective's authority, she had no guarantee that she would be able to see through any fake deaths with certainty. The old battler had also started fighting by doubting whether the victims were truly dead. It was the same for Erika.
金慶、絶対の死を物理的に確認できる遺体はないと知りたまえ。
Know that there were no corpses that could have been confirmed dead with certainty by physical means.
金慶、慎んで申し上げたてまつる。いずれの遺体も 装飾された偽装士の可能性を否定できぬものなり。
Okay.
死亡確定の復讐要求をしたところでバトラが簡単に答えてくれるとも思いませんが、やれやれ。
私はベアとの時の6連鎖密室の方が面白かったけどでもマスターキーが一切通用しないという意味においては密室の完成度は今回の方が上ね。
Yeah, the closed chain room was pretty sick. I will say that.
密室破りはおおむね2つ。密室錯覚と事件錯覚。このどちらかね。
密室錯覚はわかるわ。一見密室に見えて実はそうじゃないってことでしょ。事件錯覚ってのは何？
事件が起こったと錯覚することよ。
Well, Battler had no blood on him, right?
本当に死んでいるのかどうかということ。
何それ。いくら密室でも中の人が生きてたらそんなのただのトイレでおしっこしてるのと同じだわ。でも今回の密室殺人、ぶっちゃけそれが回答だとしか思えないのよね。
チェーンロックを外側から細工する無限の可能性は隠し扉の有無、遠隔殺人の有無、あるいは自殺の可能性だって。そもそも密室が成立しているのかさえわからないという。
Well, secret doors are not allowed thanks to Nox's rules, right?
私はバトラのゲーム版裏から見てるから知ってるけど、これは完璧な密室よ。密室は内部からのみ構築され、外部からは構築も解除も干渉も一切できない。
それ赤で言える？
さすがにそれはバトラに悪いから遠慮するわ。ベルンが私を愛してるんだったら私の発言も赤き真実で見えるはずよ。
see my text with the red eyes of love.
なら密室は完璧。つまりこれは事件錯覚ってことになるわ。
そうなるわね。だとしたらこれは全部狂言密室だわ。大方エリカがあまりに空気読めずに探偵探偵と騒ぐものだから、後ろ宮家みんなで結託して狂言殺人を披露してからかってみたってことじゃない？あら、これ正解？私ってば超名探偵。
それが困ったことに、これは狂言じゃない。犠牲者はきっちり殺されてるわ。
2日目の24時の時点でとかじゃなくて？
探偵宣言を出してこそいないけど、彼女の検視は極めて正確よ。私が赤き真実を与えられるくらいにね。
それでエリカの検視時に間違いなく死亡してたってことになるの？
そうよ。それはもうがっつりと。
でも赤き真実では言ってあげないのね。エリカはその赤が喉から手が出るほど欲しいだろうに。
What's her plan then?
だって今回のあいつ探偵でさえないもの。
She isn't a detective this time around.
赤き真実なんてあげないわ。
しかしとなるとすごいじゃない。バトラの今回のこれ完璧な密室殺人だわ。
As he?
あら、そうなるわ。
As he?
エリカ大丈夫？
I'm not sure about that intro, you know?
一見普通の密室殺人だけど地味にかなりヤバい密室だわ。これ探偵権限さえないエリカにはちょっと荷が重いんじゃない？
She'll figure it out.
自称名探偵だもの。きっとエリカはやってくれるわ。探偵ですらない人間風情に打ち破られたら、バトラもベアとも最高にざまあないくらいに粉々でしょ。
それに万一エリカが負けても最悪のかけらにぶち込んで忘却の深淵に叩き込んで遊ぶから、それはそれで面白そうだし。
Oof, that's rough.
そういう子、私たちはどっちに転んでも退屈しないよ。
あんたってば本当に血も涙もないわね。ま、そんな黒猫を雑巾のように絞って一滴だけ滴る雫を舐める時が私の至福なわけだけど。
ベアとのゲーム版でも
Oh, girls, get a room. Get a room, you two.
もう何も出てきやしないくらいに絞り尽くしたわ。このゲームもこれでおしまいなのよ。
Are you sure?
だから最後にふさわしく
エリカ、バトラ、互いの破滅をかけた一騎打ち。くらいには盛り上がってくれなきゃ。
About that, I know there's episode 7 and 8, so
ちえ、このゲームで無限にあんたと遊ぼうと思ったのに残念だわ。
とんでもない。十分にあんたに付き合わされたわよ。また面白そうなゲーム版を見つけてらっしゃい。そしたらまた遊んであげる。
She will find you one. It's called Golden Fantasia, and another is called Kikonia, which Kikonia fans are still waiting from what I hear. I haven't read it yet.
本当にあんたは私を飽きさせないわ。それでいいのよ、ペルンカステル。そんなあんたの表情を苦悶に歪めることだけが私が覚えてしまった唯一の禁断の蜜なのだから。
I can so too. But Delta had guaranteed that it was a perfect closed room. Burkenstel had guaranteed that it was a perfect murder. A perfect closed room. And murder. The witches hate a killjoy, so they haven't said anything with the red truth yet. Pursuing that was the role of Battler and Erika.
ずいぶんドタバタと現場巡りをしたようだな。十分か？現場検証は。
十分です。
Oh, let's go.
私とあなたの赤と青の論争バトルですが、
Round 1, let's go.
早速始めますか？それとも最後にまとめて。
お預けは俺の性分じゃねえな。それはお前もだろうぜ。
なら早速この第1の番の密室に切り込ませて、その前に確認です。復唱要求に応じるおつもりは？
内容によるぜ。全てに応じる義務はなく、応じない理由も開示しない。
グッと。ではシンプルに密室定義の確認から参りましょう。ドラノール、読み上げてください。
了解です。以下の復唱を要求します。
The runner spread out one of the scrolls that some official would always spread out when announcing the king in Western fairy tales and read it aloud.
一つ、6人の部屋はすべて密室である。
認める。もちろん。ゴーダたちがチェーンを切断するなどして密室を破るまでの話だが。
At a nod from Dranor, Cornelia, who stood behind her, started taking notes.
一つ、密室の定義とは外部より構築不可能であること。
認める。
つまり外部からはどんな細工でも密室を構築できないということ。チェーンロックを外部より細い針金などで器用にかけ直したなどは認められないということです。
言われるまでもありません。ドラノール、続けてください。
So no Conan closed room mysteries in here.
一つ、密室の定義とは内外を横断する一切の干渉が断絶されていることを指す。
認める。ただしノックや声、内線電話など一般的な部屋で想定できる干渉方法を否定はしない。
一つ。
So like a manual, like intervention.
密室破壊時、室内には犠牲者、ナツヒ、エヴァ、キリエ、ローザ、マリア、バトラ以外存在しない。
認める。
No one existed in the rooms. Tricky, huh? In this way, they could confirm whether or not the culprit had been hiding inside the closed room. If the culprit had slipped out of the room after the discoveries had noticed the murders and then walked away, it would have been impossible to construct an illusion of a closed room. Because Battler had acknowledged their statement with the red truth, the possibility that the culprit and the victim had both been inside the closed room at the time of the crime, and that the culprit had hidden under the bed and snuck out after the discovery of the crime, had been denied.
一つ、密室破壊時以降に殺人は行われていない。
拒否する。
Sorry. No murder was committed after the deconstruction of the closed rooms.
なぜです？実は密室を破った時点では犠牲者たちが生きてたからですか？
Ooh, I think
そ
you
し
walked
て
in a
実は
reason.
押し入ったクラウスたちが犯人でそこで殺人を行った。すなわち密室誤殺人だから。これが真相だからですか？
いいえ、違います。まだ殺人は続くのですから、これ以降に殺人が行われないと赤で宣言することはできません。
I feel like that sounds a bit like an excuse.
へりくつを。私たちの趣旨は分かってるはずです。クラウスたちがチェーンを切断して密室を破り、そして中にいた人間を殺した。これに反論してもらいたいだけです。
エリカ卿、クラウスたちとの不特定多数な言い方では不十分です。まずは密室破壊後に室内に入った人間を確定すべきです。
金系密室に踏み入ったのは犠牲者を除きクラウス、ルドルフ、秀吉、ゴーダの4人なり。
Oh, we didn't even see Hideyoshi. Poor guy.
金系、
Where is he?
これは聞き取りによるものなり、他に踏み入った人物がいないという保証はなきなりと知りたてまつれ。
言われるまでもない。今のを復唱してもらいましょう。密室破壊後、部屋に入ったのは私を除きクラウス、ルドルフ、秀吉、ゴーダの4人のみである。
いいぜ、認める。ただしこれは現時点での話だ。今後のゲーム展開以下では他の人物が立ち入ることもあり得る。
復唱要求。クラウス、ルドルフ、秀吉、ゴーダは犯人ではない。
Batter put his finger on his chin, deep in thought. The sworn culprit was fairly broad, and it might serve to greatly restrict the darkness of the witch.
答えてもいいのではないでしょうか。もし拒否すればクラウスたちが犯人であるという青き真実が残ったままとなります。
I like that they're playing together, actually.
そうだな、認めはするが言い方をさらに厳密にしよう。クラウス、ルドルフ、秀吉、ゴーダたち4人は夏日、エヴァ、キリエ、ローザ、マリア、バトラたち6人の殺人に関わっていない。
Okay, so strictly saying they're not murderers.
ということは密室に入ってさえいない、それ殺人に関わることは不可能ということになりますね。
さあな、自分で考えな。密室に立ち入らずに密室殺人を成立させる青き真実が提出できるってんだが、もっとも俺はお前がこれから提出する青き真実のうちたった一つを打ち破るだけでいい。つまり今からお前が遠隔密室殺人のトリック X を青き真実で説明できたとしても、必ずしもそれに赤き真実で答える必要はないわ
けだ。These are the rules of the Witch's games. Anji had confirmed these details with Beato in the 4th game. The Witch side lays out riddle after riddle that it claims are impossible to carry out except by magic. The human side must use a blue truth to argue that they are explained with tricks. And if they fail to make a counter-argument with the blue truth for even one of the riddles, that riddle will be considered to have been done by magic, and it will be impossible to deny the existence of a witch. In other words, the witch side only needs to protect any one of its riddles. However, the human side has to fully explain all riddles with the blue truth. And even if the human side manages to explain all of the riddles with the blue truth, if any of those is successfully countered by the red truth, the witch will win. That was why, like the strategy the old Beato had adopted at the end, it was sufficient for the witch side to be put off their red text counter arguments until the very last moment, then make a single strike at their opponent's most fragile spot.
いずれにせよ、今の復唱要求には拒否ということですね。
勘違いするなよ。復唱要求はお前へのサービスではないんだぜ。
$5 each red truth. From the witch's side perspective, repeating statements made by the human side is just a supplement to make sure that they haven't misunderstood the question. Therefore, they had no obligation to respond to extremely broad demands. It is your job to solve the mystery, not
魔女側プレイヤーとしても なかなか頑張るじゃないですか。
お前とは場数が違うぜ。
ドラノール。
続けます。
What's up?
一つ、犠牲者たちは他殺を除くあらゆる方法で死んではいない。
認める。
もちろん自殺や事故死ではありません。
一つ、犠牲者は
ドラノール。それで結構です。
よろしいのですか？まだ項目が。
ええ、もう十分です。現場の状況は確認できました。ここから青き真実での反論タイムとしましょう。
Alright, it's time for the counterattack.
ああ、いいぜ。ご考説を拝聴しようじゃねえか。
So Batra and Erika were enemies. It looked to Beata as though they were having a lot of fun doing this. They're trying to kill each other. That's so nice. She's probably slightly jealous of Erika. Beata thought back on the books she had read in Federine's library, in which the old her and Batra had fought. That must have been fun as well. To an extent, yes. It was definitely for the readers. During a short break in the family conference, a horrible, brutal mass murder had occurred. The 6 people killed, excluding Batra, had all been women. The remaining men went mad with rage at this cowardice, then broke down sobbing at the sadness of losing their wives over and over again.
どうして女ばかり?
Good question. Why were they all women? Give me a second. My eye is itchy. Okay. Sorry, strangely my eye gets super itchy sometimes, and it like burns and doesn't stop burning until I like wipe it with something with like water or something. So I just took some of my drinking water and just wiped it over my eye.
卑劣にも程があるやないか。
俺たちは何だってんだ。同じ屋根の下にいて自分の家族が殺されてるのに揃いも揃って気づかずのんびりヤニを吸ってたってわけかよ、畜生。
しかし
Man, Rudolph had the entire family wiped, and so had Maria and Rosa, right?
妻たちは決して無防備ではなかったのだぞ。皆チェーンをしたままだった。くだらねえぜそんなこと。どうやって殺したかが問題じゃねえ。誰が殺したかだけが問題だ。
なあ、源氏さん、郷田さん、親族会議中の屋敷は窓も扉もすべて鍵がかかってたっちゅうんやな。
はい、それはもう間違いなく。
奥様のお言いつけ通り、普段は夜の見回り時に必ず全ての施錠をいたしております。今夜は特別でございましたので、お子様方をゲストハウスへお送りしてからすぐに施錠するようにいたしておりました。
そりゃおかしいぜ。だったらどうして屋敷にバトラーやマリアちゃんがいるんだ。入ってこれないはずだろう。
戸締まりがほんまにしっかりしとったらそういうことにはならんはずや。この二人が屋敷の中にいたことが戸締まりが完全じゃなかったことの証拠とちゃうんかな。
He was arguing that Goda's failure to lock up properly might have allowed the stranger to sneak in. Sorry, I had just noticed I have a little cut on my finger. At the very least, none of them had known that Batra and Maria had visited the mansion. If those two had come and found everything locked tight, they wouldn't have been able to get inside. If they had rung the doorbell, Goda would probably have heard them from the servant room, but Goda said that nothing of the sort had happened. How they had entered the locked mansion was a complete mystery.
ひょっとするとでございますが、例えば奥様方のどなたかがたまたま玄関近くにおいでになり、バトラー様たちのノックか呼び鈴に気づいて扉をお開けになったとか。
そんなわけねえだろう。その時ゴダさんは使用人室にいたはずだろう。玄関が開いたら
使用人室にチャイムが鳴る仕掛けがあったはずだぜ。来客に気づかねえわけはねえ。
それがその
ゴーダはその時ちょうど皆様方のお言いつけでお飲み物等の配膳にお伺いしており、使用人室に不在でした。
なんでこんな大事な日に屋敷の使用人が一人なんだ。どうして源氏さんみたいな重要な人がゲストハウスの当番なんだ。おかしいじゃねえか。どうして使用人室を空っぽにしちまったんだ。
Oh man, Rudolph is not coping well.
妻がそういうシフトを組んだのだ。よく気の利くゴーダなら親族会議中にも洒落た飲み物を差し入れてくれると期待したのだろう。
しかしな、クラウス兄さん、親族会議やで。一年で一番大切な日やで。そんな日になんでゴーダさん一人だけを屋敷の当番にしたんや。
This is the most miserable squad I've ever seen in Umineko. Like, holy hell, was there like an episode where we had mostly women alive and they were like, all right, square up, girls. I mean, they were still in suffering, but they were like, square up. Nazi especially in episode 1. But I don't remember, did we have an episode where all the men died? I only remember episode 2 had only Rosa alive. Episode 3 mostly got rid of the adults first and some of the servants. Episode 4 also got rid of most of the adults. But I'm pretty sure if only the women were living at this point in time, they'd be like, they'd still be crying, don't get me wrong, they'd be suffering. Oh, Kiria especially. Oh, I mean, no, actually, never mind. Kiria in episode 4, she takes Rudolph's death is kinda... She's like one of the calmest in the bunch, but I feel like she would probably boil them to death and all. But my point is, look at this squad. It's hilarious to me. Like, we have 2 crying middle-aged men and like Kraus being smaller than Rudolph makes this even better. He's like, Kraus is being bothered by 2 crying men.
せめてもう一人おったら話は変わってたんとちゃうか。ねえねえ
I can't! This is supposed to be funny! With a half crying, half enraged, jumbled up expression, Hideyoshi yelled at Goda. Of course, the culprit who killed everyone was the most to blame and the most despicable. However, even if he understood that, he needed to let off some of his emotions by hating someone he could see. For now.
皆さんの胸中、心よりお察しします。ですがどうか落ち着いてください。ゴーダさんの戸締まりが不完全だったか、あるいはゲストハウスから戻ってきたバトラさんとマリアさんを誰かが迎え入れて、その後施錠し忘れたのかは分かりません。ただそれが謎の犯人の侵入と関係があったとは限りません。何しろあれだけの大きなお屋敷です。もっと早い段階から屋敷に入り、ずっと深夜までどこかの部屋で息を殺していたのかもしれません。誰かを疑いたい気持ちは分かりますが、どうか落ち着いてください。
客人の言う通りだ。憎むべきは犯人であってたまたま当番だったゴーダではない。とにかく落ち着こう。私とて悔しい。だが今は我々が率先して冷静さを取り戻さなくてはどうしようもない。
兄貴。
Oh, he's not okay. Look at him.
辛くて悔しい気持ちは同じだ。
I mean, both Hideyoshi and Kraus at least still have their children, yeah, right?
そして犯人を絶対に許したくない。
I mean, not to say that it's like, oh no, Kraus and Hideyoshi don't have it as bad as Rudolph, but like they lost their love of their lives. Especially Eva and Hideyoshi are so wholesome with one another.
だからこそ我々は冷静を取り戻さなければならないのだ。
そうや、わしにもジョージがおる。クラウス兄さんにはジェシカちゃんがおる。
And Rudolph's like, I have no!
そしてルドルフ君も帰りを待つエンジちゃんがおるはずや。
That's true, though.
犯人と差し違えたる思うんは まだ
犯人はこの島にいます。そしてこの無残な事件がこれで幕を下ろしたとは限らないのです。私たちは冷静を取り戻し、これ以上の惨劇を食い止めねばなりません。
Erika's words softly consoled them and gently admonished them. If a servant had said the same thing, Rudolph would probably have jumped on him. However, since it came from the lips of the guest and neutral party, it seemed to reach their ears. She's like, please just shut up, all three of you.
ここには成人の男性が3人もいて、そして銃を持っています。
Guns.
犯行の手口を見る限り、犯人が銃を持っている可能性は低いでしょう。つまり、私たちがしっかりしている限り、もはや犯人に手出しする余地はないということです。
We thought that in a previous episode as well. That didn't go very well for us now, did it?
彼女の言う通りだ。後ろ宮の島でこれ以上犯人の好き勝手にさせるわけにはいかん。
探し出そう。この台風だ。島からは逃げられねえし、雨宿りできる場所だって限られてるはずだ。
この島は案外狭くありません。残念ですが、この程度の人数で島を探すのは難しいです。
Guns will solve the mystery. Yes, guns are the answer.
何しろ皆さんは見つけたら即座に撃ち殺さんばかりの勢いです。怯えた犯人があの深い森の中に逃げ込んだとしたら簡単には。
She does have a point.
おとなしく台風が過ぎるのを待って、船に警察を呼んでもらい、島中を徹底的に探し回ってもらう方がええやろ。警察はな、何百人も来てくれて、ほんまにしらみつぶしで探すんや。いくらあの深い森でもな、絶対にあぶり出してみせるで。
今一番大事なのはこれ以上愛する家族を失わないことだ。ルドルフ、お前に万が一があったら帰りを待つエンジェちゃんはどうなる？
キリエ、バトラ、チクシュ、お前たちに俺はまだ打ち明けてねえっての。
What truth? Spill the beans. Spill the beans. I want to know the truth.
クラウスさん、きっといとこ部屋の皆さんも激しく動揺していると思います。クラウスさんが落ち着きを取り戻したところを見せることによって皆さんも少なからず
I always forget how much I enjoy the Umineko soundtrack. Yeah, it's such a good soundtrack. Also, did I reach you yet, PlayonLoop? Hello, hello. Good evening.
言ってあげてはどうでしょう。
そうだ、みんなにこれからのことを話さなければならない。
源氏さんと郷田さんも一緒に上に行ってください。
Yes.
シャノンさんやカノンさん、熊沢さんもきっと動揺されてると思います。
Said everyone except for Rudolph. I want to know.
きっと皆さんも動揺されていることでしょう。
よろしいのですが、何かお手伝いできることは他にありませんか？
だからこそクラウスさんと一緒にいてください。何かの時すぐにそれに応えられるように。私たちは先にここの戸締まりを確認したいと思います。すぐに上がりますから先に行ってください。
わかりました。何かございましたらお呼びください。
Where's Shannon and Kanon for that matter? Where are they? Genji bowed and Kraus nodded. Kraus also nodded to Erika and then headed up to the second floor with Genji and Goda. In times of confusion when only men are around, it's easy for a composed member of the opposite sex to take the initiative. Even without the detective's authority, she was able to control them quite naturally. Erika had wanted to get rid of the servants for the time being.
よし、そうと来たら早速戸締まりを確認しようぜ。
問題はラウンジのこの大窓やな。
I wanna know what that truth is that Rudolph knows.
みたいや。ここをぶち破られたら侵入は防げんで。
いいさ、ガラスの割れる音で十分だぜ。蜂の巣にしてやら。
お静かに。皆さんに残ってもらったのは戸締まりの確認のためではありません。 今から言うことを冷静に聞いてください。
But Erika lowered her voice. Rudolph and Hideyoshi realized that she wanted to talk about something secret, so they brought their ears closer as soon as they regained their composure.
いいですか？事件は親族会議の小休止中というわずかの時間の間に起こりました。そのわずかの時間中に誰にも悟られずに6人もの人間を殺すなど到底場当たり的な犯行とは思えません。これは屋敷の内外の構造を知り尽くした関係者の犯行です。
それはそれは内部に詳しゅうなかったらしかし
A short while ago, they had attacked Goda, suspecting the servants of making a blunder. However, they'd only thought that he'd forgotten to lock up and were attacking him for letting the mysterious culprit sneak in. They hadn't considered that one of the servants they knew so well might have taken those lives with their own hands. No, they hadn't wanted to think that. People can easily suspect someone they know well of being a culprit.
犯行当時、屋敷は内部より施錠され、親族会議に関わる皆さんしか存在しませんでした。
じゃあ兄貴がキリエたちを殺したってのか？それとも秀吉兄さんを疑えってのか？
Rudolph, voice down.
ありえねえ。考えられね
え。わしは花からクラウス兄さんもルドルフ君も疑っとらんで。わしら兄弟はみんな夫婦仲は円満や。後ろ宮家は確かに規律や金には厳しい一族やで。しかしな、家族を大事にするっちゅう気持ちは他の家に勝るとも劣らんつもりやで。
ええ、もちろんそれは信じてます。
Damn it, Goda indeed. Dang it.
皆さんが奥さんを殺すなど夢にも思っていませんから。
He went into the room and tried to show his sauce and then they died. Like that one JoJo episode 5 meme where Diavolo goes like, my sauce, my linguine. He spilled the sauce. And the linguine. Erika had already received red truth proof from Battler that they were not the murderers. So there was no need to argue that point. Kraus, Rudolph, Hideyoshi, and Goda. None of those four was the killer. And yet Erika said this.
しかし、ゴーダさんはどうでしょうか。親族会議の間、ずっと控え室にいて、誰にも知られずに何らかの工作ができる立場です。
Are we finally getting like an episode where like freaking Goda is the killer?
ゴーダさんを疑うのはちょいと早いで。ゴーダさんは小休止の時食堂に飲み物の配膳に来てくれてたんや。だいぶ長いことを一緒にいてくれた。
So he has an alibi.
6人も殺す時間的猶予があったとは思えんのや。
しかし実行犯を屋敷内に手引きすることはできたかもな。
そういうことです。ゴーダさん自身は実行犯ではないでしょう。
So he had no accomplice?
実行犯を密かに屋敷内に迎え入れることは十分に可能でした。
Rudolph and Hideyoshi stunned looked at each other. They were family. Even a wife of the siblings would be considered family. Though the siblings hated each other, it wasn't possible that they'd hate each other's wives enough to kill them. Eva and Rosa were two of the siblings, but none of the others could have had any reason to kill Natsuki, Kirie, Butler, or the young Maria. But to a servant like Oda, perhaps they were a little more than a complete strangers. But would Goda kill Natsuki? That's the question. He has made it very clear that his loyalty lies within Natsuki most of all.
まず1点目は犠牲者たちと面識があり、かついずれの現場にも争った跡がないこと。すべての現場は全く乱れていなかったのを皆さんもよくご存知のはずです。
それは俺も思ってたぜ。あの喧嘩慣れしたキリエが何の抵抗もなく綺麗にパッタリ殺されるかってんだ。相手の指くらいは食いちぎる女だぜ。顔見知りが犯人で油断させたところを突然って方が確かに説明はつく。
それを言ったらうちのエヴァもや。何しろ武芸100般。暴漢が襲ってこないかと 日々ワクワクしとる女やで。
She's itching for a fight, and I
そ
love
んな
it.
あっさりと殺されるわけがない。
She would have brought out her leggies,
なら
her martial arts legs.
一人娘と一緒のローザさんが不審者相手に抵抗もせずミスミスと殺されると思いますか？
Unless she knew.
そしてこのことはもう一つ大事なことを教えて
As in,
います。
unless she knew the culprit, right?
大事なこと？
犯人は一人じゃないってことか。
そうや。客間にはローザさんとマリアちゃんが2人おったんや。同時に殺さなかったら大騒ぎになるところやで。それを殺せたっちゅうことは犯人は単独犯じゃないってことや。
ローザはマリアちゃんのことが絡めば子連れ熊みたいに怒りっぽくなるやつだ。仮に相手が銃で脅したとしてもひるむようなやつじゃねえ。なるほど。ローザにギリギリまで不信感を持たれない人物ってわけか。
未知の部外者が島に紛れ込んでいるという考えの方が非現実的であることがすでにお分かりと思います。犯人はこの島に精通した関係者
And someone that all these people would know. The culprit is someone familiar, and there's more than one. Erika's reasoning pointed clearly at the ones they should suspect and guard themselves against.
エリカちゃんは使用人たちを疑ってるってのか。
はい。
Not
現状を
unrealistic.
推理して最も疑わしいと思います。彼らを疑う2点目がチェーンロックの密室なのです。
どうしてチェーンロックが疑わしいんだ。
もしチェーンロックのない密室だったら
Okay.
そんなの密室やないで。マスターキーの1本もあれば誰だって密室にできるわ。
そういうことか。使用人たちが疑われないためにはチェーンでロックする必要があったってことか。
But how would you do that?
その通りです。チェーンをかけることで彼らは疑われずに済む。逆を返せばチェーンをかければ彼らマスターキーの所持者は疑いを免れないのです。
Okay, never mind, I get it now.
チェーンをかけて渡航するんは使用人だけっちゅうわけか。
連中の肩を持つわけじゃねえが、ならどうやってチェーン、外からチェーンをかけるなんてできるのか。
構造的に考えて不可能ではないと思います。こんな話ご存知ですか？マンションの郵便ポストに配達する郵便屋さんの中にはたまに針金で作ったヘラを持ち歩いてる人もいるそうです。
ああ、聞いたことあるで。マンションの郵便ポストは似たような部屋番号のポストが隣接しとる。ひょいっと投函したら一部屋間違ったポストだったっちゅうことも割とある話らしいや。
マンションのポストは施錠されてることがほとんどです。間違って投函してしまったらもう取り出せなくなってしまう。
In that situation, they're supposed to tell the owner of that mailbox about their mistake, have that person unlock the mailbox for them, and retrieve the improperly delivered mail. However, the resident of that apartment would often be out, and going through that process would be a real pain. Because of that, some mailman would make a little tool out of wire with a loop at the end, and use that to fish the mistakenly placed postcard out through the crack of the mailbox.
俺もビルの管理会社の兄ちゃんに聞いたことがあるな。
Oh, that's not something I was aware of.
の中で酔っ払って寝込んじまうやつがいるらしくて。
But the ladder.
そういうのを連れ出すために扉の隙間から薄い金具を入れて缶抜きを外したりすることもあるらしい。
Yeah, more familiar with that option.
そういうことです。どこの業界でも。
Although there was one time where I accidentally locked myself in a public bathroom in France. Like, my parents had stopped the car from a road trip where we were going back to Portugal for summer. Or I think we were going to Germany for summer while we still lived in Portugal. In any case, we stopped in France, in Paris, for a bit in a tank station. and I went to the bathroom alone because the others didn't have to necessarily. So I went in, I closed the door, and I locked it as it should be, right? So that no one gets in. The problem was, apparently the lock was broken in some way, and I locked myself in there and I couldn't get out. I tried to like climb the toilet paper holder and then going over the door, but I was very short at that time. I was like a kid still, so I couldn't go over, and the stall next to me had someone in there, and I caught them doing their business, and I was like, I'm sorry, and then I went down and I tried to unlock again until I started crying and banging at the door and saying, help me, somebody help me. And then like the janitor noticed because I was making such a ruckus. She unlocked the door for me, and then she started yelling at me in French, and I didn't understand a single thing she said. I just nodded and ran out back to my parents in tears. And that's my locked in the bathroom story. I wish I knew about that lock thing at the time.
屋敷の使用人たちが持っていたとしても、取り立てて驚くことではありません。
確かに。コツさえ分かれば、針金で外からチェーンをかけるのもできないわけじゃなさそうだ。確かに。できないとは言い切れねえ。
True, physically speaking, one couldn't say for sure that there existed absolutely no way to set and unset chain locks from the outside. Chain locks allow for the door to be opened a crack. If you stuck something through that crack, you should be able to manage it easily. It was very natural for them to think that. However, Erika knew better. Though it might be possible in reality, the Red Truth had already declared that these closed rooms could not have been constructed from the outside. In other words, it was impossible to manipulate the chain lock from the outside. And yet, Erika was guiding their thoughts with the illusions that only the servants could have constructed the closed rooms. With an air of solemnly revealing some crucial points, she steadily steered the situation in the direction she wanted. Every part of her serious face for the last few minutes had been an act. No, to put it in her words, it was detective technique for tricking suspects.
同じ話はクラウスさんにもするつもりです。使用人たちの全員が犯人だとは言いません。しかし、犯人、もしくはそれに加担する人物が含まれている可能性は濃厚です。彼らを隔離し、銃を持つ人間を監視につけるべきです。
Rudolph and Hideyoshi looked at each other again. What she was saying made sense, and it sounded as though she was calmly smoking out the most suspicious people at this point in time. With her accomplished conversation techniques, Erika was cleverly grasping the initiative. She is having everybody wrapped around her finger, is what you're telling me. Even without the detective's authority, it's possible to control human nature to this degree. If you are a girl boss, then yes. What do you think, everyone? Yes, girl. I don't like you, but you're playing everybody like a fiddle, so I'll give you that. I'll compliment you for once. I'll compliment you, girl bossing for once. But, alright, I think this might be a good spot for me to wrap up for tonight. Let me see. Let me just see how long I've been streaming, because I actually managed to start relatively early this time. Oh, it doesn't say the hours, but technically it's like 1 minute before 10 p.m. and I was planning to wrap up for around that time anyhow, so I think that's a good spot to finish for today. As much as I would like to just sit here and read through the whole night, I have to go to bed eventually. I have some work to get done tomorrow morning, and I want to get as much as I can done for this one particular task. It's not a commission, but it's something freelance work related, so I want to get something in particular done tomorrow morning, so That's my phone. Give me a second. My phone alarm rings always at 10, so, alright. Let me switch over to the main chat. Okie dokie. I felt like today I managed to get a fair portion done. Like the previous streams, I always felt like I had to rush everything through, except the last one. The last one I also felt was nicely paced. So I think 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. is the perfect time to read Umineko. Maybe I'll find another hour to read, but for now, I think this will do. I think I'll make a community poll sometime asking what's your preferred hours for streams on YouTube, and like where you not necessarily where you live, but what your time zone is and what time you normally watch. Because I think it's going to be a bit important for me to figure out hours. That is. Otherwise, I don't really have much news other than I opened my Discord server. It should be in the community posts, the link to it. But I'll post. There's like a command bot now. Let me see if it works. I guess Stream Elements wasn't working because I actually had a chat command listed for Moobot that when someone... sorry, not Moobot, for Stream Elements, that when someone commands Discord, that the link shows up, but I'll just copy paste it manually into the chat for those who wanted. And I think I'll make like a pinned comment or something. Otherwise, I don't really have much news. I did start like a second channel for shorter videos and compilations and shorts. For now, there's like only shorts in there, but I'm starting to wonder if I should switch everything over to the same account again, because engagement isn't going too well in the other account. Maybe I need to post an actual video before I continue seeing how it goes. So I'll still try, but I might start posting shorts, like shorts itself, from clips from streams here again, because I could use the engagement. Anyway, here's the Discord server. The link. There it is. It should appear in the chat about now. Feel free to pop on in. I have like the whole check this check mark if you agree with the rules. And for now, I give access to the server manually. It's not bot done yet because I want to kind of check who's coming and all. Otherwise, I think that's about it. My Patreon relaunch is almost done. And I'm going to try to figure out what kind of other short videos I can make for my second channel. For maybe I'll do like a highlights compilations of streams and the like, and post them in the other channel. I think that's a potential good step to start with in terms of like, you know. The reason why I'm not putting it in this channel is because I feel like this channel has been so long a stream archive channel and a streaming channel in general. I don't want to mix stuff too much and to clog my channel so much. So I was like, okay, I'll keep shorter videos and edited videos in the other channel. I haven't gone to yet. But what else? Yeah, my Patreon relaunch is pretty much done. It's already undergoing. So any support in Patreon really helps a lot. I'll start posting there very soon. But even if you just pledge now, you can get access to everything that I've been posting since like 2016. So that's a lot of things that you can backtrack to. There's a huge backlog of stuff. Our art stream time lapse is still popular. The art streams themselves don't seem to perform well on my channel, to be honest. They're like some of the worst performing videos, to be very precise. Like, let's see. Let's look over my streams. Let's see. The art stream itself that I had a few weeks ago on YouTube only has like 30 views. And let's see. Yeah, the art VODs that I post never pass like the double digits. Never. Let's see, what's the most I've ever had on an art video? An art stream video. Very little. Yeah, 86 was the most I ever had, and it was like a few years ago. Recently, in general, my video uploads have been doing extremely poorly. And I think that has to do with the dwindling engagement I've been having even on like Umineko VODs. I've had people commenting where's episode 6, and I think YouTube is notifying them that I am still reading, you know, and also I have to fix my thumbnails and titling in the live streams because the thing with the Umineko VODs was that I made the thumbnail fitting for what was happening in that session, so I could get something fitting. However, with the live streams, I had to like pull something out of my ass, assuming what was going to happen, and then the title is a complete mismatch to what's happening. So I had decided for when I do Umineko live streams here until I finish episode 6 at least, I'll probably have like a general thumbnail for like, oh, I'm reading Umineko right now, and then I'll change the title and the thumbnail later to be more matching to what's happened, because I did that for the last stream and it's working a little-ish better, but definitely I need to do something about the engagement because freelance stuff and all, I need things to work out. But I'm still figuring stuff out. It's not on anyone, really. It's more on me. But more on me in the sense of I need to figure out how the algorithm works. It's not. I'm not even going to say like, oh my god, that isn't good enough. That's bullshit. I'm pretty good at what I do. At least art-wise, stream-wise, I don't know. I do my best. I just vibe. But yeah. The only other good thing that I want to mention here is if you like my art in Twitter or like in Instagram or anything, if you've seen my art at all and you like it, I mean, you see it all the time. I mean, the model that I am was all done by me. Like, you are seeing my art 24/7 anyhow when you watch my VODs or streams. It's my art, so, and my rig. That said, if you like my art, I have commissions open at the moment, so you can check them out over on VGen, or just go like to my social medias and there's like all the info to it, or just go to my like website that's also linked below, like web portfolio, where you can check everything over there. And that said, I don't have much else to say. That was pretty much all I wanted to announce. Alright then. Then I'm going to wrap up for now. I'm wishing you guys all a good night. Thank you for coming and I hope you enjoyed. I'll be seeing you with more Umineko sometime in, I guess, in the end of July. Sometime end of July or like the start of August. And otherwise, my next streams are going to be run on Twitch, as usual. Next Tuesday and Thursday is art stream and then Yakuza 0. Otherwise, I'll be seeing you guys next time I stream. Have a good night and bye bye.